The City of Toronto provided an update today on ancient Indigenous remains that were found on Withrow Avenue more than a year ago. City crews found the remains during waterline work on the street in North Riverdale. Lane Harrison joins us now from City Hall. And Lane, what can you tell us from that press conference?
So, Kelda, the tone of this press conference really was that the City of Toronto wants to get this work underway because, as you said, these remains were found more than a year ago, and anyone who's been by the site knows there's just been a tent over the piece of concrete that was opened up since then. Now, the site is under what's known as a BSI order, which under provincial legislation means a burial site investigation, and that's what has to happen next. We heard from archaeologists who were here at City Hall today that investigation may turn up quite a lot because, and it's kind of hard to wrap your head around, this site on Withrow Avenue, which overlooks the Don River, has been home to 600 generations of human settlement. Now, here's one of the archaeologists telling us a little bit about the work that will happen there.
We will begin very carefully to excavate any areas of lawn or softscaping by hand, which will be done in 1 meter square units and following a very methodical grid pattern. This excavation will then expand as far as is necessary to determine the full extent of the ancestral remains and their origin.
So the city consulted with 11 Indigenous groups as part of this work. 10 of them have agreed on the plan to proceed, but one of them has not, and that is the Haudenosaunee Development Institute. They have raised concerns about the city storing remains in a city truck, which the city says was done unintentionally. They didn't know there might be remains in the soil that was loaded in the truck. And they have said that there have been issues with collaboration with the city. The city says it couldn't come to an agreement with the Haudenosaunee because some of their requests were outside of the scope of the project. We asked the city and the Haudenosaunee what specific issues are precluding this agreement.
Yeah, that to me, I'm sorry, you'd have to ask HDI what they were asking for. What we were trying to do was put forward an approach that was focused on the burial site itself, making progress on respecting the remains that we found.
To be honest, we don't know because, again, this is what the City of Toronto hasn't done. The City of Toronto hasn't come to us and said in any particularized fashion, this is what we don't agree with. We've got this monitoring agreement right now signed by over 10 different municipalities within Ontario. And for the City of Toronto to say we don't agree with this without giving us particulars, in my estimation, is unreasonable.
So, Kelda, as you can hear there is still a little bit of controversy and criticism around how the city is carrying this all out. So I'm sure that this won't be the last update that we have about what's happening with the remains at Withrow.
All right, thanks so much for this, Lane. Our Lane Harrison reporting from City Hall tonight.